It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. You're tuning into your Feel Good Breakfast Show. This is Espresso on SABC3. We're jumping into the kitchen with somebody that I haven't had in the kitchen for a while, which I'm very glad is back, Abigail Donnelly, the editor of the Woolworths Taste magazine. And today we're going to be showing you, we're working with mince. We want mince to be the hero in your ingredients, in your dishes as well. And also it is on special today at Woolworths, so you have no reason not to make this recipe at home. Abigail, thank you for joining us this morning.
Thank you.
And I think it's an interesting recipe. We're making gnocchi bolognese.
Absolutely. I mean, because minces are special and it's such an accessible kind of cut of meat. I don't know where to start. But bolognese with fabulous Woolies gnocchi as well. So what I've got here is some onions that I'm frying off.
All right.
What I've kind of done is flavoured the onions first in the oil with the herbs. Then remove the herbs with the bay and the rosemary, thyme. You can make whatever kind of
and I see you using the red onions, which got the natural bit of a sweetness in it.
But you can use other onions. You know, you can use the white onions. You can use shallots. You can do whatever you fancy.
Whatever you fancy.
Exactly.
As long as you use mince, that's what we're going for today.
Slowly kind of really reduce them and let them kind of let the sweetness naturally come out. And then you don't really need to add the sugar.
Brilliant.
Then if you're in a hurry, then add a bit of sugar to obviously complement the acidity of the tomato puree. So we've got that, We're going to pop back the beautiful fresh bay leaves, sage and rosemary. This mince kind of dish needs something hardy, not fresh kind of. You can put parsley if you want and basil, but they need that like kind of wintry, really nice
but already,
kind of
I mean, just with those few leaves, you can smell the flavors already coming out of there. It's going to be one flavorful dish. And I keep them quite chunky. I don't chop them too much. And then we've got two different kinds of mince. Fabulous lean beef, and then a nice fatty pork. And that's how traditionally the Italians make the bolognese. Is those two kind of combinations? Because obviously the pork will have a lot of flavour.
Packed with flavour is the pork and of course the beef. And then we kind of just give that a good stir. Now the one thing about mince, you can't really cook it too quickly. You do need to let it kind of caramelize and cook through.
Exactly. So basically take your time with this dish.
You can never overcook mince. And I think a lot of people feel that it should kind of just be caramelized in and out the pan. But the more you do it, the more the fat comes out and it caramelizes and it gets that beautiful crust, which I love.
Well, if you want to get your hands on the recipe to our gnocchi bolognese this morning, very easy. SMS the keyword pasta to 33728. That's pasta to 33728. We'll send you a ingredients list and also a link to the recipe. It'll be straight on your phone. You can check it out there. So
do you want to pull that in? So that's tomato passata.
Tomato passata.
So you
all
get,
of it?
Yes, you want a nice saucy one. So you get passata, you get tomato paste, and you get tinned tomatoes.
All right.
So the passata is more like a puree.
So it's a very fine kind of
to enrich that, I'm adding a little bit of tomato paste.
Brilliant.
But if you don't want to use passata, you can't, it's not in your cupboard or whatever, then you can use tinned tomatoes with a little bit extra. And you must just flavour it and taste it to yourself. But I just like that it just enriches.
Brilliant.
And it gives it a colour. And once the oil kind of comes to the surface from the olive oil and the mince, then it just kind of enriches and it's just that dark red, rich, beautiful, yummy sauce.
So is that pretty much all the ingredients in, or are we missing still?
We've got olives, and I just thought you don't have to add olives, but it adds a little bit of saltiness. You could add a little bit of anchovy if you want.
That's such a great ingredient, especially with the meatiness of the dish.
It just gives it that tang, which I love. And then a bit of beef stock. You can use vegetable if you want. And then I always like to add a little bit of wine, but you really don't.
A little bit of wine.
And I don't really like to cook with red wine. I kind of feel that it adds like this bitterness. So either rosé or a nice dry
natural
wine.
Sweet wine.
Or dry wine. But just remember So
it's really your preference, though.
Exactly. And then you just let that cook down, I would say for 20 minutes to half an hour. And let it reduce, let the oils come up to the surface. It must be dark red and luscious.
All right. Well, if you want to get your hands on the recipe, once again, that keyword is pasta to 33728. But if you missed any of the steps because you were looking at this beautiful, delicious dish, here's your chance again. And just like that, you can have a beautiful gnocchi bolognese. And Abigail, that does look amazing. Look at that beautiful color, eh?
Look at that. That's exactly what it needs. Beautiful, fluffy gnocchi, and of course some great Parmesan cheese or pecorino, whatever you prefer.
Okay, there we go.
And then I also just like to garnish with a little bit of pepper, just to season that gnocchi.
Abigail.
And then olive oil.
You're literally blew me away right now. Okay,
just to give it a beautiful gloss. Look
that's
at that.
for sure. Now we know why mince is the hero in today's recipe. Just look at that. Absolutely amazing. That keyword, once again, pasta to 33728. So just a reminder as well, we're sorting you out with what you're going to be eating tonight because mince is on special today at Woolworths. Go check it out and then you can make this. SMS that keyword, once again, pasta to 33728. Abigail, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Breakfast.
I think you've made our breakfast this morning. It's perfect. Pasta to 33728.